All right, everyone, welcome back. It's another edition of Champion and the Boy. My name is Morgan Hughes, otherwise known as the Champion, and I'm joined, as always, by everyone's favorite uncle, Alligator. That's right, Alex Thomas is here, ladies and gentlemen. Give it up for the boy. Alex, how are you?
Oh, Morgan, so good to be here.
Oh, what a fucking treat. What a rare treat. What an unbelievable boy this is. I can see you via video, by the way.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, I can look at you. I engaged my video this time, too, so you can see me back.
Yeah, I saw that. That's a little better.
Yeah. How you been, man?
I've been pretty well. How about you?
Besides choking on my own spit, I've been pretty good. No pieces of housekeeping today. We want to get right into the meat and potatoes of Champion and the Boy. What is this, episode 3?
You know, time flies, buddy.
God.
It's amazing.
What an unbelievable treat this show is.
A lot of people said that this is the best installment.
I've heard that. I've heard that even before we started it.
Right.
You know, getting rave reviews on just YouTube. So let's get right into it, Alex. We have to talk about something. You and I have subject matter we have to cover, and if you were on Twitter this morning, I think you know what that thing is.
Yeah, I saw something.
Let me tell you how I woke up today, Alex. And feel free to stop me at any point, because I'm just going to tell the goddamn story. I'm just going to tell you what happened in my life, and you ask your questions whenever feels right for you, okay?
All right.
So I wake up this morning. I'll tell you this. Sleeping in the same bed with a pregnant woman who's day after tomorrow is going to be 40 weeks pregnant. That is full term for adult human baby, little tiny baby humans. Is a challenge because they sleep like shit. You know, like whatever kind of pregnancy you have, by 40 weeks, you are uncomfortable. You're either too hot, you're too cold, you have heartburn, like you're growing a fucking full-size human inside of you. It's trying to come out, or you're trying to get it out. Like, sleeping sucks for pregnant ladies. So, sleeping with the pregnant lady, if you're a light sleeper like I am, anytime Pam's tossing and turning, anytime she's getting up in the middle of the night to go take a piss, anytime my daughter is cramming on her bladder and, you know, it's painful or whatever, I wake up. So basically, Alex, I'm telling you that why doesn't anyone talk about how difficult it is for me when Pam is pregnant?
You know, there's probably not enough focus on that. Like, the future father's hardships during the 30th through 40th week of pregnancy. Nobody talks about that.
And they should.
They should.
And they should. So, I think I'd woken up a couple times in the middle of the night last night. You know, Pam's tossing and turning, I'm tossing and turning. You know, I want to say it was around like 6:45, 7, something like that. So I've talked on this show, on this program, on this fine podcast before about the next door neighbors I have here and how it's basically like an unoccupied structure. And the people who own it have just recently started kind of rehabbing it. Pam and I have lived here for about 2 years, and I want to say like the first couple months we lived here, they were doing some interior work, but their funding must have dried up or something, so they haven't touched it. Now that we're about to bring home a newborn child, they decide, hey, let's start pounding on the fucking exterior of this goddamn thing.
Yeah, it's time to put a new roof on and smash out all the windows, and yeah.
Absolutely spot on, nail, meathead. So I'm used to now hearing kind of pounding sounds at any time of the day, and I wake up to like a couple big bangs, and I was like, you know what? That's weird. That doesn't. You know, my first thought was, oh, they're working next door, but I was like, you know how kind of like banging sounds that come from your house.
Oh yeah, and you were like what, quasi asleep at this point?
Yeah.
So, having not slept for much of the night because of Pam.
Because of the selfish person that, yeah, exactly, shares my bed. So I was like, okay, they must be working early today, but I swear that sounds like a banging on my house. So I kind of lay there, and Pam wakes up too, and I was like, that sounds like it came from our house, and she's like, I think it did. So we lay there for like 10 seconds, and all of a sudden that was going on in the front of the house. Our bedroom is in the back of the house, so it's directly above the back door. So fast forward 10 seconds, we're kind of laying there trying to get our bearings, and then we hear another bang, and it's from the back door, and we know for sure it's
like somebody banging on the back door,
not like knocking, but trying to open the door,
like forcibly enter.
Yeah. And
Okay.
then what we heard immediately afterwards was the telltale sound of our back door fucking opening.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Which is an unmistakable, our house is 130, 140 years old. Everything sticks, nothing opens or closes the way that it should. So there's this like sound that happens when the back door opens, and it fucking opened. The back door opened.
What?
Pam and I are both in bed. Gary's dead. Nothing's, there's nothing and no one that would be opening the door except the two of us. So my immediate thought is, it's Shrek. I don't know why, but Aaron and Jarvis, they can back me up. Anybody that is in our friends group that kind of is close, Mike Kuhn can back me up. I mean, Shrek himself can back me up. Shrek cooks a lot of fucking food, especially right now during the crisis, during the pandemic.
Yeah.
He delivers food to people all over Columbus. He's just like a genuinely good person, which is infuriating and disgusting.
That's striking because I've never really noticed that about him, but go ahead.
You would never think it. You would never think that he's a good person.
You look at the guy and be like, this is a fucking scoundrel. Like, get out of here.
What a deceptive dick. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so the back door opens, and I think, okay, Shrek and I live like a 9-iron and a wedge from each other. Like, we're pretty, we're pretty ubiquitous in each other's lives. Like, he's dropping stuff off, I'm dropping stuff off. I just brought my bike over for him to borrow. Like, he brings toilet paper if we're out, that kind of stuff. So I'm like, damn, he must be up early cooking. It's the only thing.
And you're trying to like rationalize it.
Yeah. It's Alex, it was the only possibility. It had to be Shrek. Shrek was the only person in my head that I thought that person, I don't know why the fuck he bagged in my back door. I don't know what the hell he was doing. Maybe he fell down.
Well, he's drunk. I mean, the guy's drunk 24 hours a day, so who knows?
Absolutely. So, I'm like, okay, Shrek's in the house, and I hear like a man's voice go like, or something. Some non-specific, like I can't tell what he's saying from the bedroom, but I hear a man's voice. And I thought it was, since I had like Shrek is here in my head, I thought it was Shrek saying Morgan. And I was like, this is fucking outrageous. So I jump out of bed, and I'm since I'm in top physical shape, Alex, I sleep in just my underpants.
Chiseled.
That's right.
Let me smash.
Let me smash, indeed. So I jump out of bed, and I go, hello? At the top of my lungs, and I hear the person who's downstairs scream something else. Then I hear pounding footsteps, running, sprinting footsteps.
All right.
Yes. So now I'm like, what the fuck is happening? I'm telling you, like, I put my shirt on, I got my head through the neck hole, and this motherfucker was already upstairs. He's running, sprinting up my stairs. Up my staircase.
How tall is this dude?
So I'm not even, my shirt isn't even pulled over my man breasts yet, okay?
Right.
Which, let's be honest, are in great physical shape. So.
Well, that's why it's mesh, so people can see it.
Yeah, it's hard for me to get him down because of all the muscle mass. Yeah. Anyway, so this guy turns the corner from my stairway, and I'm still putting down my shirt. I have no pants on, and it's not fucking Shrek. It is an intruder.
Okie dokie.
It is a fucking intruder.
And you got nowhere to go because he's between you and the steps.
Yes.
And the only way out through the back window.
Yeah. And I mean, like, think about this, dude. In your nightmares, ever since you were a child, this is the worst case scenario, right? Like, nothing is more terrifying than someone breaking into your house and fucking charging you.
Right.
Like, it is the stuff of horror stories. So this guy turns the corner, and I'm about 6'2". He's about 6'2". I'd say I probably have 30 pounds on him, though. He's kind of scrawny. And I'm just like... so this is all happening so quickly that I was like, who the fuck are you? He's got crazy hair. He's got, like, facial hair. It looks, I would say, Middle Eastern. Okay. Something like that. Crazy hair, long fucking beard. And I'm just like, who the fuck are you? And he says, Joshua. And I said, Joshua, you're in the wrong fucking house. So he holds up Pam's keys. So by the back door in our house, we have this basket where I keep, we keep stuff there. Like we throw our keys in there, like we have hand sanitizer, of course, now in there.
Yeah.
So he holds up Pam's keys and just starts walking towards me. And I'm like, I said, you're in the wrong fucking house. You need to get out. You need to go. Give me that. And so he hands me the keys.
Okay.
And he starts running down the stairs, basically like running away from me. And I'm like, because I'm coming towards him. I like, this is all happening so quickly, you don't know what to do, but I'm just like trying to stay calm, man. Like, I'm like, you're in the wrong house, Joshua. You need to get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
So I go downstairs. I follow him downstairs, obviously. Like, I'm not just going to be like, okay, well, misunderstanding complete. Let's see yourself out. So I go downstairs. He picks up Pam's shoes on the way down. And this will be shocking to no one. Actually, hold on one second. We interrupt this regularly scheduled story of horror for this bit of breaking news. We go now live to the continuing champion, Morgan Hughes, who is live on scene. Over to you, Morgan. Thanks, Eric. I don't know if I've told you this, Alex, but Pam has a lot of fucking shoes. That's right, a lot of fucking shoes. Oh my God. The one time that I literally could have said, oh, a pair of your shoes has mysteriously disappeared and not had any pushback. What did I do? I fucking chased this. So okay. A little bit, I know I'm all over the place here, but this is a crazy story, and there's a lot of like.
So what was he wearing?
He was wearing, I would say, it was like a loose-fitting Spider-Man T-shirt.
Okay.
Cargo pants. It looked as if he had stolen them directly off of the body of Matt Goshert. Those kind of cargo pants.
Oh, okay, got you.
Boom.
Like one of those Jenkos, like
yes.
size.
Indeed.
Like the.
Yeah, and some kind of some kind of like Chuck All-Star black Converse sneakers, whatever. So anyway, where was I? Oh, let me tell you this. Here's some backstory. So we talked last time about how we're planting grass seed. It's a season to grow grass, right? What is the number one thing that happens when you put fucking seed down? Birds, squirrels, raccoons, rabbits, all sorts of crazy sewer animals. They come to your yard and they want to eat your grass seed, which then is there's no point in putting it down at that point. Like you may as well start all over again. Then you're never going to grow grass. So what do I have, Alex? I have a BB gun. It is
okay.
It is not like your Red Rifle or Red Ryder, whatever the fuck from Christmas Story. It looks like a Glock, basically. It's
yeah. I know what you're talking about. Yeah, a little like single pump handgun, little mini one.
Exactly. Looks like a handgun. If I took it out in the street and I had, if I was an African American male, I'd be dead within seconds. It looks like a real gun,
Yeah.
So what I do is I take that, I have it by the back door because that's where the grass seed is. It's in my backyard. And when I see squirrels or birds or raccoons or something, I take that thing out, I open the door, and I pump off a couple shots into the fence to scare them. I don't shoot the goddamn animals. But
so you put two in you, and you pump off a couple shots.
That's right. That's what I do. So this gun is always sitting by my back door, at least for the last couple of weeks. So this guy, I get him out of the house,
So he exits out the back door.
No, he goes out the front. He came in the back. He goes out the front.
Okay. How the hell do you know to get out the front door?
He just left out the front. Like he went and unlocked the door and walked out, and I was right behind him because he was holding Pam's shoes, and I had to stop him and be like, I chased him. I'm like, give me the fucking shoes. So then I take Pam's shoes, and right at this time I realized.
But you have the pistol in your hand at this point, right?
No, so file the gun away in your memory banks. So so at this point I've taken back Pam's keys from him. I've taken back Pam's shoes from him, and at this point I realize, oh fuck, there's a goddamn pandemic. Like I've touched this guy. He's touched God knows how many things in my fucking house. So I come back in the house and I go to the back door where he had taken the car key originally, and where the gun was, there's no gun. And I was like, oh fuck. Now I'm thinking like, where's my wallet? Where are my car keys? Where's, God knows how many other things are laying around just ready to be taken to the hospital when Pam gives birth. So But I'm thinking about the gun. I'm like, this guy rather, can't be running around my neighborhood with a gun that he stole from my house. Even if it's a BB gun, I don't want
Right.
this guy to get either killed or kill someone else, or, even though it's a BB gun, mistakes are made, whatever.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Right.
So I run back. Mind you, I'm still in my underpants and a t-shirt. So I run back outside after this guy, and what do I see when I come back out front? He's trying to break into my fucking neighbor's car right in front of my house.
What?
Yeah. So
What? Like pounding on the window?
Yeah, he's trying to get in. He's trying to open the door, and then he's trying to shimmy something in between the door frame and the door.
This is right on the street in front.
Alex, this is yes, and this is real time, maybe like 7 to 12 seconds.
So in any other normal world that's not the Rona, it'd be rush hour. I mean, there'd be people, there'd be 40 cars a minute flying by there.
Totally. So I go back outside, and he's trying to break into my neighbor's car, and I'm like, "Hey, fucking quit it!"
At this point,
yeah.
Had you realized at this point that you're not dealing with somebody? Yes, he's maybe still dangerous, but like this has gone beyond now.
So that's a good question. I meant to cover that. This guy is either geeked out of his mind on some sort of mind-altering substance, or he's mentally deficient, or a combination of both.
Or he works for the Austin Statesman. Oh my God!
They got him again! Oh, they got Phil West one more fucking time. You didn't think they could. So this, I go, "Hey, fucking cut it out or quit it or something." So what does he do? He starts running towards me again.
Oh.
Runs back onto my property. And I was like, "Hey, fucking stop. Slow down." But by this time, to your point, I knew that I was in charge of him. Like, I was physically bigger than him. I knew that I could whip his ass if I needed to. And
okay.
And I don't say that because
he's looking at your ab.
Yeah,
your abs and pecs in the mesh jersey.
Dude, I just woken up. You know what kind of swelling happens down below. He could tell. So I don't know if he has my gun. I don't know if he has my wallet. I don't know what he has. I don't know if he has Pam's purse. Pam has a lot of purses. He could easily have 6 of them. You never know.
That's a good strategy, though. You make 5 or 6 of them empty, and the 7th one has your stuff in it.
It's all about the distraction, baby.
Right.
So I said, okay, fucking stop running towards me. Just freeze. So I go, "What do you have in your pockets? Show me what are in your pockets." So he empties his front right pocket, and there's like some weird ring in it. I'm assuming he'd stolen it from someone else, and he tries to hand it to me. I don't fucking want it. What? So then I go, I'm gonna pat you down. So I
shut the fuck up.
Yep. So I started patting his fucking
like cargo pockets.
Yeah, his cargo pockets. So what does he do then? Mind you, I've taken already 1 pair of Pam's shoes from him.
Yeah.
He reaches into his back pocket, which, lessons in calmness. I'm still not fucking freaking out. This guy's like reaching for stuff. He reaches in his back pocket and produces another pair of shoes. Not his, clearly. He's already wearing a pair of shoes. If they are, why do you carry 2 of them? Or in this case, 4 of them.
Right.
So I'm like, I don't fucking want these shoes, man. So there's nothing in his cargo pockets. His back pockets, I'm like, whatever. So then I go, all right, what's in the last pocket? And he just pulls out this like blue bottle cap from like a Pepsi or something. And he just like puts it down on the ground. Then he goes back down to the car. And I go, get the fuck out of here. Go. Leave. You need to leave. So he goes back down and he starts fucking with that goddamn car again. I was like, Joshua, fucking leave. So he takes this goddamn birthday card that was on I'm not making this up. This birthday card had blown out of the, mail slot of someone's house and whatever, a piece of trash. It was a birthday card though. And he starts sticking it into the fucking car frame, like the door frame of this car. And I go, Joshua, fucking leave. So he runs back up onto my goddamn property and hands me this birthday card.
That's nice. That's a touching gesture.
By this time, I was like, this kid is just geeked. He's just geeked out. Maybe, he's probably like 28 years old. Who fucking knows? But so then I finally I'm just like, go. You need to go. Get the fuck out of here. Leave. So he goes back down on the sidewalk and he points to the right as if to say, do I go this way? Totally nonverbal at this point. The only thing he said to me is Joshua.
All right.
Probably was yelling Joshua when he broke into my house. Who fucking knows? So I go, yeah, go that way. And so he runs in the opposite direction.
And just like full speed, just took off?
Gone, Alex. That's the last we see of Joshua. The Joshua part of the story is now over. But he tried to break into both of my front doors. I have an Italianette, I guess is the type of house, the build, design, whatever, architecture. So there are 2 front doors. He tries to break in both of the front doors, gets in the back door. Last night when I went to lock it, I thought I locked it all the way, but I didn't because everything's all fucked up.
Well, the frame would have been blown open if the deadbolt was engaged or whatever.
Basically, I didn't engage the deadbolt all the way, so all he had to do was give it one good shoulder blow, and he was in.
Whoa.
Yeah. So anyway, this kid charges up I keep calling him a kid. This guy charges up the stairs at me, and like blah blah blah. The point of the gun part is, last night I was on a Zoom stream playing Quiplash, Jackbox, whatever the fuck, with Shrek and the Ettingers and the Stankies and all of those lads. And to kill time, I brought my BB gun in and I was pointing it at the camera, like
Oh yeah,
Anytime they didn't vote for my answer, like I was like, "That's it, you motherfuckers are dead." So I left the BB gun in the living room last night. If it was in its everything in my house has a place, like I put everything in the same place, or else it gets thrown out. Pam knows this very well. If that gun was sitting on the goddamn counter where it usually is, I know for certain he would have grabbed that instead of Pam's keys. And if he comes,
and now you got a guy coming up the stairs with a gun.
Exactly. If this guy starts sprinting up my stairs and at me with a gun in his hand instead of keys.
Well, then your hands go in the air because you wouldn't be able to tell any difference.
Dude, the whole story ends a lot differently. All this to say, guns are fucking stupid. Even BB guns can get you killed. Maybe not with a propellant.
Wow.
Yeah. So
that's intense, man. That's super intense.
So I come back inside, and I don't know. This takes all of 90 seconds in real time. I mean, we're 22 minutes into the show right now, but in real time, this is pretty quick. You don't have time to let's consider our options here.
So at any point, not that she should have, but where was Pam during this? Hold up? Had she called the cops? Like what was she doing?
Pam was in bed during most of what happened inside the house. So by the time I get back in, Pam is coming downstairs trying to put a robe on and all that stuff. And I was, we both kind of realized oh shit, we've been sequestering ourselves and quarantining ourselves for so long because she's so pregnant, and we were so worried about what would happen to our
100%,
kid.
Yeah. Even if she wasn't pregnant, it'd be a good thing to do.
Dude,
so.
Alex, think about how fucked it would be if I get the coronavirus and die because of this fucking guy breaking into my house and
Yeah.
So we immediately start disinfecting shit. We get Clorox wipes out. We're getting all the doorknobs. We don't know what the fuck he touched.
But he wasn't in there for very long. You got to keep that in mind. But who knows?
Wasn't in there for long, but rooted through our shit. Ran through the house, ran up the stairs, definitely touched the
railings and all that. You have to assume he touched everything.
Yes, his dirty hands. I could see the handprints all over the fucking walls going up the stairs. I had to clean those up. So Pam's disinfecting stuff, and I'm calling 911. I'm calling 911. Even if it weren't during the pandemic, this would still be a dangerous individual. But since
100%.
Since it is during the pandemic, this fucking guy, everyone's home right now.
Right.
He's going to run. I'm worried for my neighbors. I'm worried for this fucking lunatic.
Oh, he's going to get blasted. Dude,
exactly.
Yeah.
If he goes into a house with someone that isn't as calm as the champion, Alex, think about that. It could have been deadly.
Oh, my God. Can you consider a guy that didn't have the bulge in the pecs that maybe had to compensate with the firearm? He'd be blasted in the face.
Blasted in the face. Even more than I blast people in the face outside of the bedroom. So I call 911, get on the phone with the dispatcher, and I'm telling her all this stuff, and here's this, and I'm worried about the guy. He ran northbound on Summit Street, and as maybe 2/3 of the way through the call, I noticed that a car pulls up behind my neighbor's house, the neighbor's house that I was telling you about, where no one lives, that they're kind of rehabbing it right now.
Yeah.
So I think, here's something that I thought about this guy. I thought that there's a good chance that he's part of some sort of organized crime. And I don't mean that like Tony Soprano. I mean like he's one of these a group of people that break into people's houses, and when they get caught, he goes, "Oh, I don't know. I'm just this, I'm a mentally deficient guy." And then his friends go, "Oh, did Carl get out? Did Joshua get out again? He's mentally retarded. What are you gonna do?"
Yeah.
That kind
like
of thing.
lives in like a side home, like group house or whatever.
Exactly. So I see this car pull up, and I'm thinking like either that's probably someone looking for him in a good way, like, oh, the crazy person broke out
Yeah.
of the institution.
Carl got out again.
Yeah. Or it's one of these things where it's like, that's his crew and they're coming to pick him up and, they're looking for him. So I'm about to say this to the dispatcher and anyway, so we get off the phone. I don't mention it, but I'm going to, as soon as I hang up the phone, Pam comes back downstairs. She had gone back upstairs. She goes, "You see that fucking car out there?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I think it's a blah, blah, blah." She's like, "Nope, it's some girl blowing a dude."
Whoa! Oh, man.
So this, in the middle of me.
No, wait, this is like 7:54 in the morning? Now?
Yes, it was almost exactly 7:54.
Gosh, she's working like third shift then or something.
No shit, dude. So this black navigator pulls up and a fucking woman starts blowing this dude. So, prostitution. Prostitution is occurring 5 feet from where breaking and entering just happened. It just outrageous. So, and I'm pissed, man, because like, I'll tell you one thing I've been doing, especially to get my.
Did you yell out about social distancing? Like, that's not far enough away.
I have noticed back in that lot a couple times within the last few weeks. I've been walking around the neighborhood picking up trash a lot. I try to do that enough, but now that we have time and we're trying to get our steps in to win the crew footstep challenge or whatever the fuck, I've been picking up a lot of garbage. So I've noticed condoms on the fucking ground back there, like twice in the last 3 weeks. So I'm already pissed about there being litter. I'm double pissed because my stupid fucking neighbor, he can't get his shit together to fix up his house, so people are coming and getting fucking blowjays, out,
right.
out back.
You ought to put the handy cam back there, dude.
Yeah,
Just
no
fucking...
shit. Frankly, Alex, I don't give a shit what happens back there. If you know what, if you have to pull off of the road and get a blowjay, like, you know what, dude, live your life. I'm not mad about it. I don't really care. Two consenting adults, just don't fucking litter. Just don't fucking litter, man. And frankly, I'm happy that you're using protection. Just don't fucking litter. That's all I ask. So
that's reasonable.
Yeah. So I go out there and because I'm just pissed, man. Like, I know it's this motherfucker that's throwing condoms out the goddamn door. Like, dude, you're a bad neighbor. Like, even if you don't live here, you're just a bad fucking neighbor. So I ended up getting his license plate and because I had to check to see if anyone broke in the garage. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, the whole nine. Yeah.
The cop shows up. They send a patrolman over or whatever, and I'm telling this stuff, and he's like, "Jesus, there's prostitution happening now too?" I'm like, "Yes, dude." So that was about 8:00, and all this to say, Alex, that was my morning. How was yours?
Well, I got up about the same time, and Mary made me some coffee, and then I got to work. So that's about it, dude.
Wow, damn,
yeah,
unbelievable. That's such a good story. So that was my day. I honestly, like, Sarah Hall.
So is Pam understandably like cheesed out at this point? Like today, right now, this second, like
No.
that's an unnerving thing. So you feel violated and like not safe in that space. But it almost seems to me like if the guy was dealing with a mental issue or like had eaten a bunch of bath salts or something, it seems like a one-off. Like, I doubt that that's going to happen again. I
can say this. Pam and I are both like in no way, shape. 5 minutes after we were just completely normal, like making coffee and whatever, going on about our day. I don't feel less safe here than I did yesterday. First of all,
it's just so weird.
When you live not out in the goddamn middle of suburbia, crazy shit happens. It's part of the allure of living in a city, especially a big, fucking vibrant, cool, city like Columbus. Like, there's shit's gonna happen. Frankly, I count one time it was a couple summers ago. I was sitting in the living room by myself Saturday night, and maybe it's a Friday night. Irrelevant. Pam was asleep. It was a beautiful night, so I had the front door open and the storm door was shut, but it wasn't locked. Like, I don't, we never have issues around here. I feel safer in my neighborhood than I do in Upper Arlington. But this guy just fucking comes in my house, and it was like, I want to say probably like a 5'3", 22-year-old drunk college kid, and he was just fucking butthole wasted.
Yeah.
And he's like, woo, just making like Frankie Haydock noises. And I was like, excuse me, what the hello? And he's like, yeah, dude, what's up? What's up? Where's Eddie? And I was like, you're in the wrong house, man. You are in the wrong fucking house. And he thought I was kidding. He was like, yeah, dude, okay. And he like tried to walk through my back door. Came in the front, tried to go I guess he thought there was a party out back.
What?
Yeah. And eventually I convinced this motherfucker that he was indeed in the wrong house. And he stumbled his way out the front door and kind of went about his business. Like, that kind of shit happens. It does,
Yeah.
There's no need to freak out. This fucking guy today, like you said, was either high on bath salts or he's just like fucking kind of mentally not all there.
Yeah.
That's
bonkers.
I know
bonkers.
I know that might not happen in Worthington Hills or Hilliard or what have you, but
oh, dude, that'd be a 17 cop car response.
Totally. But it was a nice way to start the day. The only thing that Pam and I were pissed about is that the sudden adrenaline shot didn't induce labor. That's really the only complaint I have.
Oh, that's interesting. Yeah.
Yeah. Because, I'll tell you what we are over right now, Alex, is being fucking pregnant.
Yeah. It's getting there, buddy. Count your days. I mean, where are we here? We're looking at Thursday is the due date?
Friday is the due date, so 3 days. Okay. Yeah.
Sweet.
Anyway, Sarah Hall said on Twitter today, like, the world of weird is just kind of attracted to you. Whatever happens, like, if there's a weird fucking thing, it happens to you. And I would agree with that. And I look forward to passing that trait off to my daughter and not dealing with it anymore. Back to you, Alex.
Yeah, there you go. Deflect.
Yes. Yeah. That's all. That's the story. I mean, I'll tell you what is fucking terrifying. The one terrifying moment in all this was when he sprinted up the stairs and started running at me.
Yeah, because at that point, you haven't even assessed the situation. All you knew is something's wrong, and then you literally have nowhere to go.
Yes, in that moment where you realize, like, okay, it's not Shrek. It's a fucking weird...
Dude, that could have gone two ways. Like, he could have kept charging and had a knife in his hand, or he could have just blanked out and said, here's your keys back. Like...
Mm-hmm. Yeah, what was he doing with Pam's keys? What was he going to do? I have no fucking idea.
I don't know. That's weird. Did the officer offer anything? Like, generally, when there's somebody that unstable in a neighborhood, it's happened before. That's not just like a one-off. They see like, oh, I know that guy. That's Crazy Carl, like whatever.
No, I described him, I'd just seen him, so I gave a really accurate description of him. Like, height, weight, ethnicity, T-shirt, pants, shoes.
Direction of travel, the whole nine yards.
Hair features, yeah. And he's like, I was coming from the north. I was coming southward on Summit. I didn't see anybody. And he didn't seem like it was familiar. He also didn't seem like upset about it. He's like, yeah, make sure you lock your doors. That's how they get in there.
Maybe it's because you planted the grass seed.
It could be. He was probably just trying to get a little bit of a meal. Alex, now that we're done telling the story of horror, I wonder if I could go ahead and we have some questions.
Yeah. Oh, did we have dear readers?
Yes, we
or dear callers or
the listeners. The listeners have sent. We have two audio files sent to us this week. A reminder, as always, to send your questions via audio file to championandtheboy@gmail.com. That is championandtheboy@gmail.com. Today's first question comes from I've no fucking idea. It says it's from someone named Georgia Culty, Kalty, Georgia Culty, at yahoo.com, and the file name is just SalonMX.m4a. So here we go, Alex. Here's the first question from Georgia Culty in 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. Here we go.
If Ron, Dayne, and Carole Baskin had a child, how much would it weigh, and could it outrun SalonMX?
That was a real boy. That was a real child. What the fuck's happening here?
So wait,
Alex, the question I pose to you is: if Ron Dayne and that bitch Carole Baskin
Yeah, had a child.
had a child, could that child outrun SalonMX?
Well, no, I think first they asked how much would it weigh, and then could it outrun SalonMX?
That's a valid question. I would say, well, hold on. Let me stop this. Let's talk about the specifics here. If they had a child, like we're not talking like a newborn. Obviously, it has to be of running age, and by that I mean like
Okay,
you're not allowed to run
like
until
a
you're
month or
like
two, like 2 months years old.
2 to 15 months. I feel like when running really starts to accelerate.
Yeah.
No pun
So we'll
intended.
call it an 8-month-old.
I want to say it's a 12-year-old. Let's go a 12-year-old. So it's the bastard son of that bitch Carole Baskin and Wisconsin football legend and Heisman Trophy winner Ron Dayne.
Fucking Ron Dayne?
Yes. So a 12-year-old versus SalonMX in his current capacity. What SalonMX, like 52?
Yeah, but we haven't tackled the weight portion of the problem yet. How much is this child weighing? It's 12 years old.
A 12-year-old Ron Dayne, that bitch Carole Baskin hybrid, I would say 125 pounds, 75 pounds of which were in its lower, upper thigh area.
So like a really saggy pear-shaped 12-year-old child, 175-pound child.
Ooh, dude, see, I'm thinking of this child as like a beast. I'm thinking of it as like a mini Ron Dayne.
Okay, all right, like a little bowling ball.
Yeah, the only thing it gets from that bitch Carole Baskin is like its appreciation for like, taking people's money via Patreon.
Okay, all right. Okay, and now we have it running away from a 52-year-old man at Salon.
Wait, I thought it was a race, or is it outrunning SalonMX? Like SalonMX is chasing that child to
That's what I pictured. It's
get
trying
a
to,
piece.
Well, dude, yeah, it's got that much. It's got that much meat on it. SalonMX is probably chasing it. Now, I guess, are we on the 1/6 gravity of the moon, or is this like Earth based?
I want to say Earth. I want to say the cool, crisp morning air of a Tennessee in September, like autumn in Knoxville. SalonMX versus Ron Dayne's child. That bitch.
I think SalonMX gets it, dude.
That's right. SalonMX, you've done it again. You dirty bitch. You got another one. Ooh, look at this boy. Look at this meaty baby. Ooh, yeah. Ooh, yeah. Ooh, yeah. I'm going to eat the meat off that baby. Ooh, yeah, give me a piece of that baby. I'm SalonMX. I now eat children. So I've progressed.
Yeah, 12-year-old baby children.
Thank you to whomever sent that. Who was it? It was Georgia. Oh, I'm sorry. It was Georgia Kaltenbach. Georgia Kaltenbach. Fantastic.
Okay.
Our second of three comes from Regina Bell. Regina Bell has the following to say to champion and the boy in 3, 2, 1.
Which one is more bald, John or the eagle?
Which one? What? Which one is
What?
more bald? Hold on. Let me replay that.
Which one is more bald, John or the eagle?
John
What?
or the...
Another child.
Okay, I think I know what this is. I think this is an Aces Radio thing. Who is more bald, John Zadar or the Columbus Crew Eagle? I mean,
Well-
I've seen both of them very close up. I can tell you straight up that John is more bald than the Columbus Crew Eagle.
What? but the eagle it's a bald eagle.
Yeah. But I mean, like, are we talking just like the existence of or lack thereof of human hair? In which case, every eagle is balder than every human. But I mean, like, bald eagles definitely have white fucking feathers. What are we talking about here? Plus,
Yeah,
the
but are they
Columbus Crew
bald?
Eagle is David Miller. It's not even a fucking real eagle. This kid's an idiot. You know what? This
David
child
Miller's-
deserves to get killed by SalonMX.
That child didn't outrun in SalonMX, that's for sure.
No fucking way.
Not with a question like that.
What do you think, Alex? Who's more bald, John or the eagle?
I'm gonna go with the eagle because it's bald.
It wouldn't be called. It's like Mike's Hard Lemonade. Like they wouldn't call it hard if it weren't if it weren't Swedish. Like if you weren't a badass.
Well, is that why they call you the hard boy?
That's what the people have said. That they call me the H baby, and they wouldn't say that.
They wouldn't call him the H
Yeah,
baby. if he
especially
wasn't
Joshua.
badass.
I could tell Joshua knows the strength of the H baby. Ah, shit. Okay, last question of the night, Alex. Before we get out of here, This wasn't sent in, but I had it. But people are talking. A lot of people are saying, "Ooh, who's that? Who's that new show? Who's that boy? Who's the champion? Yeah, got to give me a slice."
Right.
Yeah. But a couple people have asked me in the last week or so, like, we love the show. Let me stop you right there. We love the show. We love the interaction between the boy and the champion. We love hearing stories about SalonMX ripping a piece off of boys, taking it to town. But we're annoyed that it's only on YouTube. We want it to be on Apple Podcasts. We want it to be on Stitcher. We want it to be on wherever the fuck weirdos like John Clem download their, pirated shows on their Android mobile devices. So basically, Alex, people want us to become a real podcast and not just a YouTube show. So I put this question to you, Alex. When can we expect Champion and the Boy to debut on your pocket, when is it going to be in your pocket?
I don't, man, I'm not really interested in that. I like it in its native format. Awkward, clunky, YouTube, That's just my take on it. I don't,
Let me tell everyone about Champion and the Boy real quick. So I text Alex, 3 weeks ago?
Yeah.
And I says, "Hey, are you still doing the weather report on Aces Radio?" And you says, "No, because there are no games." But I mean, once the games start, yes, I will continue to do the weather report. And I said, "You know what we should do? Since we're fucking bored and we're stuck in our houses and we can't go anywhere, and my fucking wife is pregnant and I'm a prisoner in my own life, let's just do let's just do the weather report and just put it on YouTube. Wouldn't that be fucking stupid?" And you said yes, and I'm in. That is literally what Champion and the Boy is. Is it going to become a real podcast? I don't fucking know. You know what I thought was funny? Making championandtheboy@gmail.com. That was pretty much the extent of my plans. I thought it was funny that email address would exist. I thought it would be funny to make a Twitter account that was Champion and Boy. I just find that joke very funny. We're not trying to do a real show.
I think the funniest part for me is when Mary found out that I wasn't Champion, that I was the boy, and the look of horror on her face. I'm like, she said to me, "Wait, you're the boy?" I'm like, "Yes." Why would I not be the boy? Like, what? Know me?
Something every wife eventually has to come to terms with. You're not the champion? No, I'm the boy.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
That was the highlight for me.
Oh, God, that's funny. That tickles me where I like to be tickled. Shit. Yeah, so I don't know. Listen, I'm about to be a dad here in 5 fucking minutes, and we're all about to go back to work. Alex and I might not have time to sit down and talk about fucking nothingness. And frankly, there probably isn't anything to talk about unless people keep breaking into my goddamn house, because it's not like we're a crew podcast. It's not like we're competing for anything. In order for there to be like competition between shows, like both shows have to agree that there is a prize. There's no fucking prize here. We're not stealing ad revenue from fucking Master Report.
The prize is I get to tell you about my worm infestation and my shrubs out front.
Yeah.
And you get to hear about Morgan's pecs in a mesh jersey.
That's right. Wait, how did you know what I was wearing? No, so there's listen, I specifically want to say that like this is not Aces Radio 2.0. Like Aces Radio still exists. Alex is literally still on it. If there was a game on Saturday, day after tomorrow, Alex would be doing the weather report. Bront is there. Zadar is there. Darby's there. All of us are still friends. We're not competing.
I think 3 or 4 celebrity guests to come on, and then we get to pick the one we like best. It is a live and thriving thing.
Incredible. I tweeted at Darbs. I said Drabs. I said Drabsley. I'd like to be considered as the possible host of Aces Radio.
Oh my God!
And he
don't do that.
He would not accept me.
No, dude.
I think I'd be all right at it. In fact,
I don't know.
I think I could do it. Yeah. So, Champion and the Boy. Who knows what the future holds? But sweet Jesus, guys, we're not a real show. We're definitely not trying to replace Aces Radio. The only reason that we're sitting here doing that, and I'm using fucking drops, like that we used on Aces Radio, that they may even still use, I don't know, is because we're fucking bored. We're just fucking around. We're trying to have a good time. What's it to you, Alex?
I'm just here for the treats. I came for the treats. I'm coming for the champion, and I'm staying for that boy.
Come for the treats, stay for those seats. That's what SalonMX says. I'm getting.
I wonder when he's going to chime in on this.
I'm getting that butt. That's what he said.
Yeah, I'm getting that butt meat. Where is that, dude?
He texted me today. He said, "I'm getting that butt. Give me a slice of that. Give me a slice of that backside, boy. That boy backside.
Give me a slice of that moon pie.
Yeah, give me a moon pie. Ooh, yeah. Ooh. Why don't you walk a little slower so I can slice some bacon off your back? Ooh, I will chase you, though. You know how I like it. I'm SalonMX. I'm eating a boy. I'm a boy eater. Oh, fantastic. Well, another one in the books, Alex. Episode 3.
You know, it's been a real treat.
Championing the boy. It's completed. You got anything you want to tack on the end here?
I got nothing, man. Good luck this week.
Thank you. I hope that by the next time we talk, there's a child to show. I mean, if not, I think that this has been a giant waste of my time because I feel like Pam has been pregnant forever.
This induces.
Yeah. Big thanks to our guest this week, that kid who recorded questions about SalonMX and Ron Dayne.
Both kids, yeah. The girl that can't outrun Salon and the boy who said that maybe a boy could outrun Salon. I don't know. You know
what's funny is that was very clearly the same child that asked both those questions, and yet those audio files were from 2 different email addresses.
Well, one was a girl and one was a boy.
One of them was an Ohio State, like a .edu, like email address.
Whoa!
Someone had their kids record fucking questions for Champion and the Boy. And then convince their friends to send it from like their personal email account.
I love that. That's fantastic.
What commitment, man. What commitment. Damn. Man, I feel lucky. Maybe this will be a Rival Aces Radio podcast. With commitment like that, oh, man. I may be slicing some meat off some babies for my own consumption.
Hey, man, if we continue to have the help of the kids, we'll be all right.
I believe the children are our future. Alex, teach them well and let them make their own stupid YouTube shows. Thank you for stopping by this week, Uncle Alligator. We'll catch up next time. Enjoy yourself and take care of yourself and others, and remember to tickle people where it feels good.
Okay. Yeah, next time if there is a next time.
Yeah, we'll work on the outro next time. This will be better at some point. Talk to you next time, Alex. Good to hang out with you.
Later, man.
Goodbye, bitches.